There's a lot of things about Blizzard and the surrounding community that a lot of people don't even know about, and that a lot of people who are just getting into Hearthstone should understand. First of all, I'm probably not the best one to sit here and explain all of this to you. I'm luckily privileged to not have had to experience most of these things myself. But knowing this, I'll still try to do my best to explain this as objective and as well as possible with as many examples that I can find. I've been in the Hearthstone community for over 3 years, maybe even 4, streaming it for over 2 years. And partaking in the social events, Twitch streams, YouTube, Blizzard events for a while now as well, and making content now for some time. So I've seen things, I've engaged with things, and I have written down a lot of things. I think it's finally time to push this video. I want to use this platform that I have built so far and the audience that I have to make maybe one of the most important videos that I made. Now I know this video is not going to do well. It's not going to be a good performing video because it is so different from my usual stuff, and it is not what I think people want to see, but it is what people should see. If there's one video you see on this channel, it should be this one. So I make Hearthstone Battlegrounds guides and tips. Just see this video as a guide to Blizzard as a corporation and the surrounding community, which you need to understand and know about. Now, disclaimer, again, I'm not a robot, I can make mistakes, so if there's any mistakes in this video, feel free to point them out in the comments instead of crucifying me. So there's 3 main talking points in this video. First of all, the excluding and gatekeeping from Blizzard and the community. Second topic is all about the community that Blizzard has created. And the third point is about Blizzard's actions or inactions and their communication with people. Starting off with the first point, the excluding and gatekeeping. This is also the reason why I wanted to make this video right now, because this enraged me a lot. Yesterday there was a big announcement by Blizzard. There was outrage for that, and this was the last push that I needed to really just say, fuck this. I want people to know about all of this, and I want things to change. That's the most important thing. I do want to say that Slissa explained this much better than I ever could. So I suggest you check out the link in the description that brings you to her VOD. At the start of the VOD, she talks in depth about this issue.
A lot of people see it black and white, right? Like, oh, there's like 10% women.
So there's again a new big event, $100,000 prize pool. All the same faces, of course, are invited again. And Sunglitters made a really good thread on Twitter. So shout out to Sunglitters if you don't know her, follow her. She's an amazing creator. She had some good examples. So this event has 20 total invited people, 2 female creators. The balance is just insane, and there's no real way to justify this. And now, before some people go into comments and say, oh, you're a white knight or simp, I mean, go ahead. If it makes you feel better, I can take some shots. But now let's dig a bit deeper, because this is not everything. The duels event, which was massive, a $200,000 prize pool, so twice this prize pool, had 2 girls invited out of 26 people. So 24 people were male creators. Huh? And then June, 20 people were invited, 1 girl, Hafu. And then later Slissa joined because someone had to drop out. That's the only reason why we got 2 girls in that event as well. So why is this bad, you might ask? Because I know people are gonna defend this, and I know people are shit talking this, but let's be objective about this. So Slissa had a really great tweet about this, or a really good take. First of all, it is a huge boost for content creators. People that get featured gets a massive boost in views, especially if you're a smaller streamer. Slissa, for example, admitted that she got a massive spike in growth and in viewership after the event, which is good because that's one more big female creator in the scene. She also compared it to, for example, a TV show. If you see a TV show with mainly females, then you're gonna say that this is a show for girls. I'm not gonna watch this, right? Let's say that you watch The Office or Friends, but 90% or even over 90% are all girls. You're probably not gonna watch it because it's a female show. If it's 90% males, girls are not going to watch it because they don't feel welcome. But those shows are pretty much 50-50, and everyone is inclined and enjoys to watch it. And because of this, outside people are going to see this event and see that main people invited are guys, so girls won't be inclined to watch this or join Hearthstone. Nicolina also tweeted out that she actually prepared a video for this last time it happened, but she didn't tweet it out because of the feedback or the negative feedback she thought she was going to get, and the trolls. Another major issue with this topic. If you try to defend a point like this, especially as a girl, you're going to get a lot of backlash from the community and from people. Everyone on Twitter that I saw tweet about this, who is a girl, gets unnecessary amounts of harassment for no reason. While if dudes talk about this, they get still some harassment, less, but they just get called simp or white knight, that's it. I've been an editor for multiple people. I've been in Twitch streams and mods for multiple creators, both male and female, and I can 100% guarantee you, female creators have a tougher time from the community than males. I'm not just making this shit up, okay? I'm not here to lie into your faces. If you go to any YouTube video right now, type in Hearthstone Battlegrounds, and you go to woman playing the game, Check their comment section and you're gonna find a lot of sexist comments. Now, before you try to defend this in any sort of way, I've literally seen people comment, "You're a girl, you can't play this game." Like, does it have to be any more obvious than this? People literally just want to shit on you for your gender. So, Blizzard is in this way gatekeeping girls to get into the scene and for more girls to start playing Hearthstone for whatever reason. And the community, as a result of that, they all are gatekeeping as well and targeting these people for no reason. So now I want to move on to the next topic of the excluding and gatekeeping, which is the fact that Blizzard is kind of a dictatorship in the sense that we only have currently one social media manager that has the power to do whatever he wants. At least this was the case for a while. Maybe it has changed by now, but as far as I know, there has been one guy in charge of these events and of pretty much everything, and he has the power to just blacklist people and completely shut them out from the scene or from opportunities that Blizzard could offer. So if you say one bad thing and this guy is just like, nope, then you're out. Like, there should be a team for this. There should be decisions. There should be conversation. But they literally have the power to just blacklist and block people. I know multiple creators who are just giving criticism or who did something dumb in the past but are now reformed, and they will never be able to get invites, free Blizzard codes, get tournaments, like anything. This video that I'm making might get me blocked and blacklisted from ever attending a Blizzard event. So there's two outcomes. The social media manager watches this and he wants to start a conversation, he wants to discuss these things, and he sees that these are true points that need to be addressed, and this is just criticism. But that's positive thinking. The other side is that he's like, oh, we don't need this negativity, I don't want to take this criticism, we're just gonna blacklist him, and this guy never has anything to do with us. We'll see what the outcome is, I don't know. So they can literally press a button and remove people that they don't want their opinion from, and they don't get a chance to redeem themselves, so far at least. And then for this last part, I also want to discuss some shitty takes that I've seen on Twitter, because I know these are probably gonna be my comment section, and these are the things that I see constantly everywhere, and we can have a good laugh, right? You might lose some brain cells watching these or reading these, but first of all, this dude to Sunglitters. All I see is you crying how you women should get undeservedly invited only because of their gender. And he ends by saying, it's ironic that you are the most sexist person. What? This guy has the balls to call you sexist while he is literally criticizing you for your gender. So it's not undeserved invites, it's invites for a good reason, which I talked about already. The reason being we want to diversify. We are literally just not allowing girls to enter this community because everyone just constantly craps on them. They're not getting invited to anything. They should be invited. Not necessarily because of their gender, because as you'll see in a second, there's other reasons why. Which takes me to the second dude going on this huge Twitter thread. In summary, what he says is that guys just have bigger numbers on Twitch than girls, which is false. Some of these creators invited have less viewers than some female creators. So this is literally debunked in a second, and this also fuels the previous comment. And this guy followed up by saying, yeah, sorry, I wasn't too educated about this. And he did kind of reform, he did kind of back up, so that's good about him. So he made this entire thread, this entire comment, without doing the research, without even knowing what he talks about, but people like having this opinion or creating this opinion on a situation and just forcing it onto people, which makes no sense. Last but not least, there's this guy David who comments on everything. He's a real annoying guy. He says it's basic statistics, Blizzard revenue and game growth is more important than your personal agenda of forcing a 50-50 representation in a game, which is 95/5 male dominated. I don't know where he got that statistic from 95/5. I think he just made it up. We don't want to force 50-50 representation. We just want more than 2 girls invited to a tournament with 20 people. There's a reason why there's more guys than girls right now. And we explained that if there's more girls, there will be more girls welcomed into the community, and the 95 ratio that you made up is gonna change. Oh, it's unreal. No shit that there's no girls. You guys all just unwelcome them. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that because you can literally just go on Twitter, keep scrolling and keep finding new bad takes. Let's move on. Second point is the community.
Especially like the Hearthstone community just wasn't very nice to me. And I was kind of traumatized by it. And like to the point where like, oh my god, whenever I think about it, it makes me want to cry. But like, if I would ever like raid people or like host people, chat would like start shitting on me. I don't know. It made me like really want to disappear and not feel welcome.
As you saw from this Hafu clip, she used to be massive in Hearthstone, but she never felt welcomed by the people on Twitch and just the community in general. And Hafu is just one example. There's so many creators that switch over because they never felt accepted. Now, I want to clarify, I'm talking about the community. This is not a generalization. You watching are probably one of the nice people. There are good communities. I think the majority is still wise. They're still smart. But I think the negativity and the toxicity is the very, very loud minority. The people who go on Twitter and take the time out of their day to just shit on people and make them feel bad. The people that comment on YouTube, they're the minority, but they're very loud. At least we hope it's the minority. It could be the majority. Who knows, right? We don't have statistics on how many douchebags are in Hearthstone. But we saw the shitty takes. Another clear way to show the community of Hearthstone is to now look up any big Hearthstone video right now, go to the comment section, and you're gonna have people being unnecessarily negative for no reason about whatever they can think of. Same with any big stream. And now before you say, oh, this is just the internet, it happens, and before you try to justify this, yes, it is the internet, but compare Hearthstone to a different game. Look at, let's say, Pokemon, because that's really big right now. Compare Pokemon video comment sections to Hearthstone comment sections right now, or go to streams, Pokemon streams versus Hearthstone streams. And yeah, there are other toxic games, like League is known to be a toxic game. That doesn't mean that Hearthstone has to be. It's not just on social media, but also the game itself. Every day that I scroll to Twitter, I see screenshots of people posting angry messages because they won a game and then they get added by the people that they beat, and then they say stuff like, kill yourself, die from cancer. And it goes worse from here, but I'm gonna draw the line here. Those guys don't draw a line. Like, these guys don't have boundaries. They lose literally in a card game, a virtual card game, and go through the effort of adding you and typing all that shit out just to make you feel bad. Like, holy shit. And this happens so much in Hearthstone. It's not like this happens rarely. I see those screenshots every day. Everyone has an experience like this. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you've had people talk to you like that. I also want to bring up Amaz. Now, he has some personal things. I don't want to get into any of that. He also mentioned that he never felt accepted and welcomed by the community. And he shared some of his experiences with how literally everyone in Hearthstone, even Blizzard themselves, never made him feel welcome, and some bad experience with those people. I'm just taking Amaz's example because he was very vocal about it, but there's multiple people like this. Hearthstone tournaments, when they were on Twitch, you never want to open Twitch chat because all it is sexist and racist comments and talk and just spam, which is just pure toxicity. If you watch a tournament on Twitch, there were no moderators, no one was actively removing or banning people. People would do it for free. Just get some streamers in there, give them a mod badge, and they will gladly make sure that there's less harassment. It's not like this is a one-off. This happened multiple times. Again, just compare Hearthstone to other games, to other social media communities. I don't know why it is the way it is. I hope that you are not part of this culture. Because yes, everyone always lets this slip. Creators, YouTubers, we see these comments and we just let them go because it happens so frequently, it has just become part of Hearthstone. It is so bad that we just accept all of these comments because they're part of Hearthstone. Just let that sink in. It's normal to get death threats on a YouTube video because you misplayed. It happens all the time. That's messed up. Again, this is not everyone. This is a minority. It doesn't happen like every single minute. It happens more than it should, especially in this game and in this internet place that we've created. The third point now is about Blizzard's communication and their actions, or the inactions. So we just talked about the community. This is mainly the corporate side of things. Now, the main communication that we get is through blog posts, which is all about promotion. Either they're promoting something to sell or they're giving patches and updates. Sometimes you get like an interview or some insight, but that's rarely. And that's pretty much it. Their social media accounts do exactly the same. So we had no communication for ages, but now sometimes the account is more active and replies to people. What you will notice is that the replies don't matter anything. It's just a PR move. They don't answer questions. They don't clarify things. They just say, wow, that's cool, if you post a screenshot. The most communication that we get with the company, most info that we get is from the developers themselves on Twitter. They take on the role of what the social media manager should do and play Hearthstone in general. Now, again, I don't want to attack anyone personally. I think we have amazing developers. They're all doing an amazing job. I have high respect for you. I feel like most of this comes from higher up or things that are out of the control of the people that actually want to see this game do well. But the thing is, I just want you to compare Hearthstone's Twitter to Valorant's Twitter or Overwatch Twitter or most games. It's like day and night. I scroll through Valorant and it's almost as if it's from a different world. They like feature creators. They constantly retweet people. They make content for the community, with the community. They interact much more and actually clarify things and take feedback. Hearthstone does not, or rarely, I should say. I'll also bring up Toast, who talked about this in the OTV podcast a while back, how Blizzard treated him versus how Riot treated him when he moved over. So these were two events back to back, a Riot and a Blizzard event. So Riot paid for everything, he was very welcome there, and Toast had to use Riot's money that he got to get a cab to go to Blizzard's event because Blizzard just didn't fix anything. Blizzard didn't organize anything or give a budget. And he just felt like it was such day and night difference of how the company Riot treated him compared to Blizzard. He also mentioned that they had a really twisted view on how influencers worked. So that was 1 or 2 years ago. Maybe it changed or got better by now. But they literally wanted him to playtest their game, not even for stream or as a promotional event. Just sit there and play some experimental stuff, give honest feedback, go home, without getting paid. This is a paid job. They just got flown in and the payment was just that they got to try something early. Any other company would pay for that. They just don't really seem to work or know how to work with influencers. He also mentioned that he feels like part of the Riot family. He felt welcomed there. Myth and Skara also mentioned that with, for example, Epic Games, they feel part of that business almost. And they never connected with Blizzard. They never felt like they were just seen as like an entity. I'm also gonna bring up the Hong Kong situation with Blitzchung. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This was a while ago. I don't want to get into the whole controversy again, but in short, he talked about Free Hong Kong on a tournament and he got banned for a year and lost all his prize money. There was a big backlash over that and eventually they reduced the punishment. But it is all about the communication here that Blizzard had towards us on the situation. We had no good communication. They went radio silent. All we got was like 1 or 2 apologies, which were almost written by a lawyer. It was not sincere. It didn't come from someone who wanted to apologize. It came from a marketing perspective. They had to write that apology in a certain way for the people who had the money, not for us, the player base, the community, the people affected. So they cannot communicate with us in a non-corporate way. Sure, they're a business, but it just shows that they have no priority into getting a healthy and good community for our game. If you want this community to do well, if you want a healthy and nice Hearthstone community, you want to be more transparent and more real and communicate more. Lastly, I'm also going to bring up a pretty heavy topic of sexual abuse and allegations. I'm again not gonna go too deep into these because that's not the point of this video. I'm gonna mention 2 names though, because these are 2 people that are involved and I think you should know them because I don't want them to gain support. Since these people went under the radar, so many people didn't know about what actually happened. They hid it. Hearthstone also hid it. Like there's still people to this day who don't know about these allegations even though they're so massive and it hurts a lot of people. Those names are Purple and Zalay. So what is my issue with this again? Blizzard failed in so many different aspects. It takes super long to respond, hide this. Zalay got even invited to the Grandmaster program, but because of the backlash, he got removed in the end. They still had massive viewer bases on Twitch, so not here for the discussion, but my point is this needs to be handled more professionally and taken more seriously from a big business like Blizzard that has these people in their competitive scene. They're treating it as if they're not even treating it. Like they didn't care for so long, or at least it seemed that way. This isn't some small controversy that you can just hide. Amaz had a good take on this as well. When Blizzard recently announced that they're banning Zalay from the tournament, they first of all never reached out to the victim and the people involved, and we know that because she has said so. Maybe by now they have, but that's way too late then. It was clearly a business decision. They only made that tweet and that statement for their business, which yes, it is a business, but this is people involved. You need some sort of respect and decency because you don't come off as sincere. You just seem like a dickhead who's out for money. And yeah, with that statement, it's so empty. They don't confirm or deny anything, or they're just, that's the only thing we got. And once again, the community is really bad when it comes to these situations. They are more likely to defend the people that the allegations are against than the people that are actually the victim and speak out. Their main point is that it could be fake. Does that mean that the 0.001%, I don't know the exact number, but that very slight off chance justifies someone who has to speak out, which takes a lot of courage? It is something hard that they're dealing with for a while, and it's something that they know they will get backlash over. Is it worth harassing those people just to defend someone who is more likely in the wrong and who needs to be looked at, who needs to be investigated? People go as far as to saying they are lying, as to making up literally fake stories and defending with surreal ideas that they have. It's insane. But yes, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to bring up all situations too in depth. I just want to make my points clear about Blizzard's communication being bad, by the community basically being a reflection of how Blizzard handles these situations, and then eventually it became this mosh pit of toxicity, of how little actions are being taken, and how much we exclude and gatekeep people from entering Hearthstone. So I appreciate you listening. I tried to be as objective as possible and give as many facts as I could. Again, I can be wrong about things. Please point them out down below. I'm open for discussion and criticism. I'm not open for straight up hate. That doesn't help anyone, so don't be that kind of moron. That's it. I'm going to return again to making guides and tips for Battlegrounds, but now you know what you're getting into when playing Hearthstone.